Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. So I've been hearing all around the country that weather is starting to get nicer. So today's gonna be the perfect day. Let's open up our windows, let that fresh air in, and get some deep cleaning done. I'm starting off the day in the boys' room. Their beds need to get stripped. I always do this during the week just because they are at school. So for me, honestly, it's just the most convenient that once they're off to school, I come in here, strip the beds, and then just do a quick tidy up. If I'm ever doing anything in their bedroom, I'm going to do a quick tidy and not just that one thing. The boys definitely have the responsibility of keeping their own room clean, but I always enjoy just doing a little mommy clean every once in a while. The other thing is I was noticing I've carpet shampooed this rug so many times, and it's supposed to be one of those washable rugs, but from what I've noticed, it doesn't wash up in the washing machine really well unless I was going to take it to like a laundry mat. So I decided on this day that I was just going to pull up this rug and get rid of it. It was just getting far too gone. But you guys know that's why I always say when it comes to certain rugs in my house, I don't spend a ton of money on them, especially in the kids' rooms. I know these are areas that the rugs are going to get a lot more wear and tear of just little ones that aren't as gentle on things or as careful. So wanted to make sure to get that out before the garbage man came on this day and just get it out. There were so many stains of just random stuff all over it. It was definitely time to go. I do like, though, replacing their water in their air filter. I love these little air filters. If you add essential oils, they smell really nice, but the big thing is it just pulls in any dirty air, washes it through the water, and has it come out clean. So I have a couple of these throughout the entire house. So this two-sided tape definitely works, but man, was it a pain to get up. Luckily, it didn't really leave any major sticky residue behind, but it was not wanting to budge at first, getting that first initial pull up, and then I thought I was doing so good until it snapped. I was like, no, not again. It was just being such a pain. But it was definitely needed on this rug. That one edge kept wanting to turn up. So this made it a lot nicer that it wasn't a tripping hazard. So got that off the floor. I then sent in the robot vacuum. Also, how many moms walk around their house doing that with their feet, especially in their kids' rooms? I swear, there's always crumbs and stuff everywhere. But after that, I moved into the kitchen. I needed to give it a quick tidy. I also had to quickly deal with my milk storage because every day I have to do this. I have enough excess milk that it just needs to be bagged, freeze, and just put outside. I use a milk brick method. So I take 10 bags and put them in gallon-sized bags. It just makes the storage of them in our outside freezer a lot easier. I know I've had people ask before why I freeze the milk. And so most of the time, Athena actually gets milk fresh. But there are just some days that not some days, every day I have a huge excess of milk. So every morning I will go through and bag the excess from the day before and just get everything nice and clean before moving on with the next day's worth of milk for her.
Dancing in the moonlight, girl, you bring the sun out. This is
So it's crazy to think that it is already almost March. Absolutely insane. It's funny because I don't know about you, but for me, January felt like it dragged on and on and on. Like I felt like January was never going to end. And then February just like flew on by. It's absolutely insane. Now I'm wondering what March is going to do because we've got some fun stuff coming up here in March. The kids have spring break coming up. Bobby's brother and his wife and 2 girls are coming down here for their spring break. So I'm wondering if now that we have stuff to look forward to at the end of March, if it's just going to drag on and on like January did, or is it going to fly by like February did? Let me know if you guys had the same like feeling when it came to like January and February. Because yeah, I feel like January just was the month that would literally never end. And there was just so much craziness going on. And then February came around and it's already almost over. It's also getting really loud here in town. It is Bike Week actually starting today, which is always really fun. It's 10 days of hundreds of thousands of bikers that are in town. So it gets nice and loud over here, but it's always cool to see all the bikers. So I have no idea what was on my stove this day. The night before, I had the boys help me out with dinner. They're asking more and more often to help out with dinner. And I'm, for the most part, usually all about letting them help. There are some days that I'm just like, okay, it's just easier to do it myself. But I've been trying to let go of that and let them help more and more. And in some ways, it's actually really nice. On the night before, as they were working on dinner, I was taking care of the baby and just walking them through how to do it. But needless to say, I wasn't 100% sure what was on the stove. It was like white and creamy. It had to have been some sort of oil or something that they had dropped. Oh, that's what else happened. I totally forgot this. I had burned my finger really bad the night before. I'm thinking about it because that container I was just cleaning out had baking soda paste on it that I put on my finger to stop the burn. It was so painful and my hand just would not stop burning. So I was like looking up every trick in the book to get rid of the burn because I had had my hand in ice water for like 2 hours. And every time I took my hand out of the ice water, it was like the worst pain in the world. So that was the other reason I had the boys helping me with dinner on the night before, because I was pretty much stuck on the couch with my hand in a thing of ice water. The baking soda worked though. I was looking up different remedies and someone said make a baking soda paste and put it on the burn and it'll help take the sting away. It wasn't perfect, but it definitely worked better than the lukewarm water. I said ice water. It was like a lukewarm water I was using. And yeah, it definitely worked. So if you ever deal with a really bad steam burn, because that's what I had got, I was making lunch and opened a container that I had reheated and it just burnt my hand really, really bad. So just a little trick there for you. But that totally got me off track. My big project on this day was actually going to be the family room. So what I have been doing is kind of breaking down different tasks I knew I wanted to get done for spring. And the family room, every couple of months, I like to go in and just give the whole room a good reset. So just making sure everything's getting dusted down. And then the big thing is getting the rug really, really clean. Which, by the way, I have a question because I'm thinking about giving it a try. Have any of you guys tried, what is it, KOE? It's a kennel odor eliminator. I see that stuff all over the place and I see a lot of good reviews, but you know how it is. You're never really sure. I am going to get it and give it a try because it looks like it should be good. I looked up the reviews on Amazon, on Google, and for the most part, everyone says it works really, really well. And you guys know me. I always say we go nose blind in our house to smells. And when you have animals, your house naturally is just going to smell. So when I saw that, I'm like, ooh, I really want to give this a try. But I would love if any of you have pets and have tried KOE, what your personal opinions are on it. Once I get it, I will definitely be sharing it on here and letting you guys know. So if your feed has been filled with that stuff, I'll make sure to give you guys my honest opinion on it as well.
You were the type that eclipsed the room. I was the one who arrived too soon. But no one would ever bet against us. If they saw us exchanging glances, I was too busy to fall in love. You were too busy to break my heart.
I have to say, I am so grateful that our ducks are laying right now. The crazy price that eggs have gone up to is insane. So having the ducks laying, I've been very, very grateful. Now, don't get me wrong. Let's be real. The eggs I'm getting from my ducks aren't cheaper than going grocery shopping because you got to feed and house those animals and take care of them. But our ducks are like pets to us. We adore having them. So the eggs are just kind of a bonus. But I have been looking into water glassing eggs. So last year I tried the freezing method of their eggs when I had an overabundance. And it was fine for like baking, but we did not like them for just like frying an egg on the stove in the morning. So this year, I want to try water glassing, and it seems pretty easy. My mom has done it with her quail eggs, so I might be trying that to preserve the eggs over the winter because unlike chickens and our ducks especially, they will like lay consistently for 30, 35 days, but then they go on like a long break where they don't lay at all, and then they'll lay again for a little while. So we get a ton of eggs for a short period of time and then no eggs. So being able to preserve them is really important. It's funny because right now you can see all the eggs on my counter. I have about 3 times that amount currently, just because they are laying so much at this point. Oh, and in my spray bottle, so you guys know me, I always say, get yourself a really good multi-purpose cleaner. I feel like when it comes to cleaning supplies, microfiber cloths and a good multi-purpose cleaner will get you so far. Now, when it came to whatever this is on my stove, I just sprayed it down with my DIY Dawn Power Wash, and that seemed to break it up enough that then I was able to go in just with the multi-purpose spray and wipe everything down. Now, a quick little reminder, when you guys clean your faucets, make sure to clean the underneath side. It's so easy to forget that, and it gets really, really grimy under there. I try and wipe mine down almost every time and check it, but if yours is really, really bad, the easiest way to clean it is take a baggie, fill it with white vinegar, and then zip tie it on there and let it sit for 30 minutes to an hour or whatever it's going to take. That you'll usually break up anything that's built up on those nozzles. You can do this in the bathrooms, your kitchen, all over the place. But I know most people, you're going to start dealing with hard water buildup or just grime over time. At our old house, I know we used to have the worst hard water spots. And in our bathroom, you can actually take off I think it's called the aerator. And I didn't know this right away. And I was trying to figure out why our water pressure was so bad. And then I found out how to take off the aerator and then just soak it in vinegar, and it worked like brand spanking new. So if you're ever dealing with what you think is low water in your bathrooms or your kitchen, give those faucets a really, really good cleaning. It'll make a huge difference.
Let me know, do you feel me too? Let it show, 'cause babe, I'm into you. We've been on and off, in and out, up and
All right, so I think this will be fun. I want you guys to let me know in the comments below. Make one comment. They have to be separate comments. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions and leave 2 different comments. I want you to leave a comment with your most favorite cleaning task and a comment with your least favorite cleaning task. And then go through the comments and see what other people have put down and who had agreed with you, and like those comments that you agree with. And we're just going to do a little poll right here on my channel and see what is the least and most favorite cleaning task each person has. I think this will be fun because I know it's very different for all. I know a lot of you guys know I don't mind washing and drying clothes, but my least favorite task has to be putting away laundry. I don't know why I despise putting away laundry, but it is one of those tasks that I just do not look forward to. Most favorite task is probably making my bed, because I feel like I get the most satisfaction in the shortest amount of time when making my bed. I make my bed, it takes me maybe 5 minutes. Like if I'm literally just doing a quick bed make in the morning, and I can do nothing else in my room, and I feel like my room is put together if my bed is made. So that probably has to be my favorite. But I would love for you guys to let me know your least and most favorite one as well. So I've been wanting to answer this question for a while, but I swear every time I do these voiceovers, I forget. I've had multiple people ask me lately if I use anything cleaner-wise in my rapid wash. So I do. I personally enjoy some sort of scent in it. You totally can just use water. Now, the big thing is to make sure you're getting an actual like mop soap that isn't super sudsy, because I have found in the past if it's super sudsy, then it just kind of messes up all the sensors in it. It'll think the water tank is full when it's not, and a bunch of other stuff. So I will do that. And I use just the smallest amount, literally like a cap full. I don't like to overdo it. I had done it once where I had used too much cleaner, and like I said, it ended up messing with the sensors on it. So just be aware. But the other thing that I really, really like doing, and I do this with my vacuum, I do this with my wet dry vacuum, I even do this on the filters in our furnace and everything, is I will take essential oils and put it on the actual filter. That, I swear, makes the biggest difference. That way, as you are running it, all the air that's coming out of the machine just has a fresh scent to it. I will usually use some sort of citrus, so a lemon or an orange essential oil, or a pine essential oil. Those 3 scents are what I think of when I think of clean. I think of pine or something citrus. So I love using those, but you can use pretty much any essential oil, and it only takes a couple drops, and it makes the biggest difference.
just a dream, just all in my head. Floating rivers upstream, the things that you said. Tell me and be honest. Tell me, did you know that you would believe in me?
Now, if you are watching this trying to get motivated to tackle something in your house, just know you're not alone. I watch these videos all the time for the exact same reason. The one thing you guys don't see is almost every day me turning on one of my favorite creators and watching them before I get up and clean, because it's so tempting to just want to sit and be lazy. I feel like laziness is a more natural thing for us, or an easier thing at least. But I want you to take this time and remind yourself of the reasons you love to clean. You don't have to love cleaning to have reasons why you love to clean. For me, I know when my house is clean, I feel happier, I feel more motivated, and I feel healthier in a clean space. So these are all the reasons that I remind myself on the daily to keep me motivated, to keep the house in order and clean. Now, I will say it does also help that I have a lot of help. My family is awesome. I know you guys don't see it in these videos, but it's purely because it's my channel. But the boys are always helping me when I need help with something. Freya is really good when I ask her to clean up after herself, And Bobby is always on top of keeping the outside of the house just in really good order. So those are all things that really do help me out. And that's why I always tell you guys, don't take on the full burden of keeping the house in order. You're not the only one that lives in your house. And if you are the only one that lives in your house, well, then it should be hopefully a little bit easier to stay on top of it. But if you live with other people in your home, just know it is okay to ask for help. And when it comes to kids, it's actually a good thing. You're teaching them valuable life skills that are going to come in handy in the long run. That's also why, like I was saying before, letting the kids help me make dinner and stuff. Even though a lot of times it's a lot easier, honestly, just to cook on my own. Or if I am doing a cleaning project, it's easier to just do it on my own. I know in the long run, it is a good thing to have the kids help also. This ceiling fan on this day actually was not that bad, surprisingly. I'm trying to get better at staying more on top of my ceiling fans, because it does not take long for them to just get absolutely filthy. So yeah, this day it wasn't too bad, but I knew I wanted to get everything cleaned off. And since I was going to be cleaning this rug and everything, definitely wanted to start from top to bottom. So I have a big project coming with all the wood accents in the house. Ever since Bobby made me the new dining room table and the end tables and everything, I'm now on a mission to sand all the rest of the wood in the house and stain it with the matching stain, which I also have to be careful with because the stain we actually used was a mix of 2 stains. So the gallon I have is all the stain I have. But I know these built-ins I'd really like to do, as well as the built-ins in the dining room, just to give it more cohesive of a look. So I'm going to have to start doing that soon, which is going to be a bit of a project, but I feel like it'll just kind of pull everything together more. So that is on my to-do list. I swear, every time something comes off my to-do list, 2 new things go on my to-do list. But I feel like that is a fairly normal thing. But wiping down this fireplace area, I try to do once a month, once every 2 months, whenever I can think about it. But with it having the shiplap panels, dust likes to collect in all those little cracks and crevices. And it's funny, you don't even honestly notice it till you get this close. And when I am this close, it's always a good reminder, like, okay, yes, it needed a really good wipe down, and just making sure all the dust is cleaned up out of any little crack and crevice throughout it.
Out of my mind, how could I be so blind? How could I not see? Awake on the floor, looking up, wanting more. This is so unreal. I must have been wrong.
So I mentioned this in Tuesday's video, but if you missed Tuesday's video or maybe missed this announcement, so I just started posting on Sundays. However, I have been doing a little experiment on Sundays, so you probably have not gotten notified. I've only posted twice, and the first one was a marathon video. So I'm going to be posting on Sundays as long as I have time to film a third video between the two on this channel, the two on our family vlog channel, and Bobby does handle most of our family vlog, but I still help out with that one. I'm not promising Sundays videos, but I've been trying to work them into it. And like I said, as long as I am able, I'm going to post on Sundays. Just know you're not going to get notified of those videos because I have been testing something out. But if you guys want a little bonus video, definitely go to my channel on Sundays. I plan on posting those the same time that I post these. So right around 10 a.m. as long as uploading and everything stays good. You guys might have noticed a couple months back was playing with times I uploaded, and I uploaded a couple a little earlier in the day, a couple a little bit later in the day. But it seems like for the majority that 10 a.m. has been the best time for uploading. And same thing with Sundays. I'm just doing a little experiment to see how Sundays work. So I will have a new video on Sunday this week if you want to check it out. But like I said, I just wanted to make the announcement because if you are subscribed with your notifications on, you won't get notified for those videos purely just because of a test that I am doing. But I don't want anyone to feel left out by them either. Now just going on though and giving this rug a really thorough vacuuming. This is key whenever you are going to shampoo your carpets. Now mind you, this is sped up very fast because I didn't want it to be so slow as I was vacuuming. But when you are doing a vacuum right before shampooing your carpets, make sure to do it really, really slow. That way you can pick up as much dog hair and dirt and everything out of the carpet before pulling out your shampooer. And actually, when you see me pull out my shampooer, you are going to notice that even with this slow vacuum, there is just something about the way a shampooer brush works that pulls out like any residual hair in the carpet. But I'm always amazed by how much dog hair gets caught up in that rug. This container was empty before I started vacuuming. It's insane. But I guess that's what happens when you have little fur babies. So this first go around with my carpet shampooer, I do this fairly quickly, and I have the little knob on the dirty water tank actually open. I've just recently started doing this because I noticed it doesn't suck up the water as well when that is open. It can't get that same pressure system. So this first go around, I am purely just putting down the cleaner. I like to do this. That way it can fully get in. And I see a lot of people use like the sprayers and stuff, and I've done that. But then the issue is I want the scrubbing from the actual machine to really work it into the carpet. And this kind of gives you the best of both worlds. It's putting it down without pulling up all of it. Now it does pull up some, just not nearly as much as if that was shut. And then I let that sit for a good 10-20 minutes. And then I will go in again with just water in the tank, no cleaning solution, and do a much, much slower pass. Oh, here's when you're going to see a huge chunk of fur that the carpet shampooer pulled out of the carpeting. So gross. I don't know if that's just a spot that I didn't hit as well with the vacuum, or if it was just stuck in the machine, but that is fairly common if you have animals to expect. And actually, one of the reasons I also like carpet shampooing is I do feel like it pulls out a lot of the stuff that sometimes the vacuum misses. But yes, this time around, I go through much, much slower. Once again, this is way sped up. And then I will go over each spot multiple times, not putting down any water, any solution, just purely trying to get it as dry as possible before moving on. But this is something that it can be tedious and a project that I know a lot of times people don't want to do. There's a lot of times I don't want to do it, but the slower you go, the better the results will be. So definitely take your time when doing it.
Sundown and salty cheeks. It's not a cute look getting kicked out of the bar when you're no longer 19. Still acting like a child, feeling like nobody gets it. I always start these fights, don't hate my guts right now, 'cause I'm still figuring it out. You're the silver lining when I can't seem to find it. When the whole world is against me, you're not. And baby, you're the bright side when there's no God in the sunshine. You're always around to pick me up.
I am always amazed at how dirty the water is. It is why, though, I pick out certain rugs. I like to pick ones that aren't going to look dirty super quickly. So even though this is a light rug, it does camouflage a lot of the dog hair and dirt because of the like creamy tan color throughout it. And even with being a clean person, your house is going to get dirty and messy because life is dirty and messy, and that's okay. So I just like to have things that disguise it a little bit more, but there is nothing better than having that feeling of a freshly reset space that's been clean from top to bottom. It just always feels really good to have everything just back in order and smelling clean and fresh and everything. So when I was done in this room, I was very pleased with the way everything turned out. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you made it this far, leave me a sunshine emoji down below. I love seeing everyone that makes it all the way to the end, and I know there are many of you that I see every single week commenting my emojis, and I really, really appreciate you guys. You truly are the true MVPs of the channel, and you don't go unnoticed. So thank you guys very, very much. And if you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe and join me. I do a lot of cleaning motivation on my channel, but I also love doing decorating and DIYs, and I've been trying to experiment with other types of content, adding some of our favorite family recipes and things like that. But otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.